Hello, my darlings. How are you? Happy Friday. I hope you're okay. I've done the short Rise Up show this morning. Was have a little chat to you about how exciting this week has been. It has been mental. But I am back with another Alumni Talks. Today is the last day that you can get involved with Be Heard. Not Be Inspired. Be Inspired is still open for another week or so yet, although the spaces are filling up. We have 8 spaces left and then we close the doors anyway on Be Inspired. But today's your last day to get involved in Be Heard. So just as a quick recap for anybody that's watching along, Be Heard is my standard speaking program. We go through 8 weeks of all of the awesome and we'll teach you everything I know about speaking. Be Heard Pro is where you have all of the awesome plus a couple of cheeky one-to-ones with me. And then you've got Be Inspired, which is a 6-month mastermind culminating Be Inspired, the event. We create you all of your assets and wonderful things. And there's that juicy, brucey bonus of coming to Ideas Fest in August with me. That is in a really tight nutshell. You can find out all of the details of this on iamthequeenbee.co.uk/be heard or / Be Inspired. So all this week I have been going live with Be Inspired alumni and Be Heard alumni sharing their experiences. And this afternoon I have not one but 2 incredible Be Inspired alumni who are fresh off of the Be Inspired Mastermind and fresh off of the Be Inspired stage. So please welcome to my little live to you this afternoon, the very glorious Laura Rowe and the very gorgeous Amy Mantle. Hello, my love. Do you know what? I'm going to do this. I did this backstage, but I need to put myself in now.
Yeah. Looks neater.
I know, it was just kind of like the whole blondness of the thing. I'm like, I've got to be in the middle. I feel like I've got to be in the middle.
Like a Danny sandwich.
I know, I love it. I'm here for this sandwich. It's instead of a rose between 2 thorns, it's the other way around. It's a thorn between 2 beautiful roses. Hello, my darlings. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Very well, thank you for having me.
Come on in, come and have a little cuddle. So you 2 are fresh off the Be Inspired stage, and it's interesting because your route to Be Inspired was very different for the both of you. So Laura, tell us first about your road to the stage. How did you end up getting involved with Be Inspired? Because you've done all of everything, haven't you, with me?
Yeah, so I played it safe is how I did it.
Yeah.
I played it safe and I went with Be Heard first. This was last year.
Yeah.
And I had terrible FOMO and I wish I'd done Be Inspired. So I did it all again this year because it was just, I knew the everything that I was getting from Be Heard and I craved more, and when it was done, I wasn't done. I wanted more of it, and I really regretted not doing Be Inspired, but I had to wait. Till it came around again.
You did, but let's go back to Be Heard, because the doors to Be Heard closed today. And there's lots of people that, they look at Be Inspired and it is the big package. It's the one that everybody wants to do. It's the mastermind, we get the event and all of the juicy, amazing things. But for some people, it might not be as it was for you. It's a not right now situation. And you came and did Be Heard. How was that? I mean, I love working with you anyway. And because of my no knobheads clause, it means that I get to work with incredible people and that we always have a great experience. But Be Heard, we went through that program and you were on pro. So we had some one-to-ones as well.
Yeah.
How was that and how helpful was that for the things that you did before you came and jumped into Be Inspired?
Yeah, so it was. I mean, I know I said I regretted not doing Be Inspired, but at the time, like you were right, it exactly suited me and my needs at the time. It was only once I was in it that I realized I wanted the bigger one. But yeah, no, it was everything that I needed, and having when I went pro, having the extra one-to-ones with you, they were so invaluable. You just really you've got this magical way of pulling these ideas out of me that are in there, but I didn't know they were in there. When you say things to me and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you're just saying, well, these are this is yours, you're just deciphering all of the stuff that's going on in my head, and you bring it out and you bring it to life, and just, it's incredible. But the one-to-ones were really, really helpful for that as well.
Amazing. And you have built layer on layer taking up space, like, and it's kind of culminated in Be Inspired, but you've gone on to do PR work with the incredible Joe Swan, who's a part of our sort of delivery team when it comes to the event and helping people garner press. But you've done a lot of those sort of foundational storytellings, and you're on that next level now of storytelling. When you came to get involved in Be Inspired, you was like, I've done this bit. Tell us about this sort of next level of storytelling for you now.
Yeah, so it's definitely given me the confidence doing these programs to be able to really believe in myself and move up to the next level. So yeah, having the PR was fantastic. It really did help. But again, it's confidence, and that really only came for me from you helping me to believe in myself with these, definitely. So the next stage now is me. I've told everyone my story, and obviously there's still a place for that. But now I'm moving up to bigger things, and I want more stages, and I want to really elevate my presence so that, because I believe now from doing this that I can reach more people that ultimately need what it is that I offer, and being able to help as many people as possible was the end goal anyway, and being able to elevate and get on more platforms and things, that I wouldn't have been able to do that without your help and advice, definitely.
Oh, thank you. Oh, she's saying all the right things.
No, thank you.
You can come again, Laura. You can come again. Now, what was interesting?
It's easy when it's true.
The interesting thing for both of you, so Amy and Laura, was the act of speaking on stage was something that really drove fear into both of your hearts. Even though, from Laura, from your perspective, you hold classes and you facilitate, and Amy, for you, for years in the marketing industry and in the sales environment. But when it comes to actual public speaking, the real doing of the do that everybody expects, the standing on stage, telling your story or sharing your mission, it was something that both of you experienced. So, Amy, how did you because you don't feel like this now, how did you used to feel about the very thought of speaking on stage?
Public speaking was literally my biggest fear. And I think I've told this story many times now in the Hive, that literally the amount of, listen, I've managed teams of people, and I can sit and hold a meeting around a table with 10, 20 people. The moment someone says, right, stand up and deliver a presentation, this sense of fear and panic and anxiety, like literally to literally take over my whole body. And I would shake and I would cry, I would sweat. Sometimes I didn't go to work because it literally caused that.
I remember you ringing me from the toilets at work. You'd been asked to do a presentation, just a standard presentation to like the marketing team, that you was doing some work with them.
Yeah.
And I remember you calling me, said, "Oh, it was a voice note. I'm losing my shit, Danny."
I was in the toilet at work, literally sobbing, because I thought, I don't know what to do. And I just, obviously we've known each other for a few years prior. And I just thought, like, how am I going to deal with this now? So I sent you a voice note in tears, and I just knew, for me, I've been on a bit of a personal growth journey for about 13 years, really. But the last year especially, I started to get so annoyed with being in my own, like getting in my own way. And I just thought, this has got to stop. So for me, I joined Be Inspired to get over that fear. And I completely got over that fear. I don't even feel nervous. I don't know how. It's like you've just waved the magic wand and now I'm fine. But I could do it again and again.
Yeah.
And honestly, that fear has crippled me for such a long time.
It really was. Like, when we talk about glossophobia being the number one like fear in the Western world, you suffered from glossophobia. It was a fear. You were phobic around it. And not saying that I help people with phobias, but it was understanding what it was that you were scared of and doing that sort of work in the background to work through that and navigate through that, so that when you stood on stage, you knew you were doing it in your own right. Nobody was judging you. No one sits in the audience going, "Oh, I can't wait for Amy to speak. She's going to be dead shit." Like, no one's doing that. Everybody's rooting for you. And Laura, for you as well, I remember we was doing both a pitch to press day with Joe Swan, and you, like me, I experience anxiety quite a lot. I have a generalized anxiety disorder that I share. I don't hide from that. But you were experiencing real physical symptoms of anxiety in the run up to doing this pitch, almost like overthinking what it was that you were able to do. How was that at the time? How did that feel at the time? And how do you feel about things now?
Yeah, so I think we've established I am an overthinker. And I think was it the same as Amy? So I didn't have a fear. I think my worry was that I just would stand on stage and no words would come out.
You
My
were worried about
brain
forgetting
just
everything.
wouldn't connect. Yeah, and that was my main worry. And I was just overthinking constantly that I was not going to be able to remember once I got on the stage.
Yeah.
But that's not the case, you know. And I think when I did get on stage, because I felt so, I'm doing it again, but because I felt so supported and so held by you, because you do, I mean, you say it all the time, you know, I've got your back, don't worry. But you actually do, you know, you're there all of the time. You know, it doesn't matter when, you know, we have a panic or we voice note you or we're literally standing there about to go on stage, and I know I had a look on my face that I didn't even realize it looked like, and you just took my hand and you were like, Laura, you'll be okay, everything's fine. And it's when I got on stage, everything was fine, because you help us to believe in ourselves, and you see things that we might not necessarily see at the time because of that fear or that panic or that overdrive.
Yeah.
And you can do it. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to do it. And, you know, when I was on stage, I didn't think it sounded that good. But when I look back, I think I nailed it.
Is the interesting
it's like
thing,
an out-of-body experience.
right, for both of you, the overthinking and the worry and the am I going to remember it, am I not going to remember it, and then having that belief, and not just the belief from me, but that from the rest of the cohort as well. Even if you borrow that from the journey from the floor to the stage, was enough to carry you over for you to deliver. And then when you look back at it, both of you were like, "Is that even me?" Like. They were eating out of your hand. You owning your space. You took up space, and I mean, there was a bit like there was a switch that flipped in Amy partway through, and she was taking them to church. She was like, it was brilliant. And conversely for you, Laura, you were able to amplify the person that you are when you're facilitating your incredible sessions of meditation and yoga practices. Actually, you were able to expand and create that sense of calm for a massive room of really very, very excitable people, because people are very excited to come to be inspired. It isn't, we whip them up into a bit of a frenzy.
I mean, you did set me a challenge. They were super hyper after you'd come out and got everyone going, and I thought, oh,
I had literally I'd literally just come off of stage, having been dressed as a bee, singing "I Am the One and Only" with a yellow electric
Chesney
guitar.
Hawks.
But you were completely competent and able to then command that room and bring them back down to earth, and a testament to both the work that you've personally done on your journey. So really quickly, for you, Amy, has Be Inspired changed so this is 1 and 2 questions, changed the way that you think about yourself and the way that you take up space in the world? And that's a bit of a leading question, because you're nodding along and you know that the answer is yes. But what about your onward journey now? How has it changed things for you going forward?
So I joined Be Inspired because I wanted to get over this fear of public speaking, and that was literally my intention. So I think it was last September I'd been to the last Be Inspired. I thought, I would love to be able to do that, but I've got this overwhelming fear, it'll never be me. And then I started to watch more of what the speakers were doing after they'd spoke last September.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, I've got this story inside. I've also got a fear of public speaking. What can I do to combat, like get the story out and also overcome the fear? So this is why I joined Be Inspired. However, it actually isn't even about the speaking. It wasn't for me anyway. I think for a lot of people it can be, but I know it's such a cliche, but it has actually changed my life. Like, and I know it's so cheesy to say that, but if you'd have met me, if a lot of people have met me 6 months ago or 9 months ago, I'm a completely different person, to the point that, well, I've mentioned before, like I've left my corporate job, I've left a relationship that I wasn't very happy in. I am just, this is so cheesy again, but I'm living my best life, because
I love it.
I just realised you've taught me this, that it's your birthright to stand on that stage. It's your birthright to live the life that you want to live. And whether you want to take up space, humongous space or a little bit of space, whatever you feel is good for you, like that, you've taught us to do that. And I'm going to literally teach my children to do that. And I think that is so powerful. So in answer to your question, it isn't what I entirely intended it. But it has led me on this journey to now I'm kind of doing all sorts of things that I didn't think I'd be doing.
Yeah.
As you know, I've got an online children's boutique, and that was kind of what I really wanted to shout about. Whereas now, since being inspired, and sort of a few months before that, since I started working with you last year, a lot of people are in my inbox saying, "How are you doing this? Like you've changed so much. How are you doing this? Tell me the secrets."
Yeah.
So I'm now helping other people and other mums, especially, how to sort of find the joy in their life, escape the chaos, and it's just really nice because then I feel like I've learned how to do that, and I want to share that with everyone else.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
And that's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? And what about you, Laura? So when we first started to work, really quickly, a little bit of your backstory, because I mean, both your stories are incredible. And one of the reasons why it's a joy to work with you both. And to work with anybody that comes and do this, because a lot of people will say to me, "Well, I've not really got a story. I've just life has just happened, and here I am, and hooray!" But everybody's got a story. But you two particularly have got incredible stories. And Laura, for you, a lot of your initial story when you first started sharing was about this sort of transformation of, having experience being a survivor of cancer, for example, and having survived quite a bit of chaos and all of that sort of stuff. You've actually grown up within your speaking now to not really have to validate anything that you do, just coming forward as a meditation expert, a connection expert, an alignment expert in your own right. How does that feel now? Like, do you feel more like grown up in the way that you're approaching stuff? Is that you've grown up even
like
the word?
Pinocchio.
Yeah, I'm a real boy.
No, honestly, but you are right though. I've seen it in myself as well. It comes back to that confidence, doesn't it? And I think you're right. I have changed in the way that I speak now, and the way that I trust in the authority of when I speak. I don't necessarily, we all get it a little bit, but I don't have the imposter syndrome that I did have when we very first met. And she creeps in now and again, but that's life. It happens.
And that happens at every level. There's nobody I know that it doesn't happen to, but it's understanding what to do with that and even where to go and where to lean. And along with your mastermind, Sisters and Brother, we've got the incredible Tommy Powell. This is not just for ladies, by the way. We are an inclusive space for everybody. You've not just got me, you've got the whole of the mastermind at your back, so you can share the things that you're getting up to. I see you guys sharing each other's stuff, and it's just brilliant. If anybody's sat on the fence right now and they're going, "I'm looking at Be Heard and it feels like a big investment. I'm looking at Be Inspired. It feels like a big thing, and I'm worried." Amy, what would you say to them?
I would say it's really hard to put this into like one sentence because I could talk about it all day. I think what the advice I would give to someone is, what does your life look like now? And what will it look like in 12 months? What will it look like if you do Be Inspired? And what will it look like if you don't? For me, I didn't want to be the same person that I was last year. Like, I want to continue to grow. And I knew that Be Inspired was going to help me to do that. And it has helped me to do that more than I can ever even describe in words.
Amazing. And Laura, what about you? If someone's sat there on the fence right now and they're a little bit worried, what would you say to those people?
I think all I'd say is the words that I said to myself when I first made the decision, and then that's really that nothing grows from a comfort zone. Your comfort zone is what keeps you safe, but it also keeps you really static. So, if you're on the fence already, you're already wanting to move in a direction. So, without hesitation, I would do it again. Can I do it again?
Do you know what?
Has anyone ever done it again?
I love it. No, but you can. And it would be interesting to see where that would lead. But that's again, it's for me as a facilitator, as a trainer, as a mentor, as a coach, to not have to pay you to say those things is dead good. But it's I find it amazing every single time. Is that Fiona Bryan was saying this morning, "Can I do it all again?" Nina Spencer, "Can we do it all again?" Claire Morton, we just to go and do it all again because of the growth that you experience in that amount of time. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, ladies, for coming to join me and come and share your experience. It has been It has been luscious to catch up with you both. I can't wait to see you soon. I'll see Amy at the winner dinner tonight. Laura you were on day one, weren't you, Laura? So we have a little competition between day one and day two to sell tickets. Amy actually
I'm really happy for you guys, but I'm sad for me.
So we have a little competition, and what we do is on after the event tonight for day two, we have the winner dinner of the affiliate competition. So we're going out to a Michelin star restaurant. Sorry, Laura, cover your ears. We're going out to a Michelin star restaurant tonight, and we're treating day two to a beautiful meal and some cocktails, and we're going to go and catch up as
You'll
a celebration.
FaceTime you, Laura.
We'll FaceTime.
We'll FaceTime. We'll send a takeaway.
Yeah. I should have had a cardboard cutout made.
Check it. I know someone who's done that before. There's no shame in it, by the way.
Oh, I don't do that.
Big cardboard cutout of Danny Wallace. That when Jojo Smith was like, "We're going to get a big cardboard cutout of you," I was like, "Are we?" She's like, "Yeah." And we did, and it's there now. It's in my garage. Bless her.
Yeah.
I walk in. I'm like, "Oh, there's me." Girls, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It is a joy to not only work with you, but to be your friends as well. You're just phenomenal. Amy, I'll see you later.
Have a drink for me, girls.
Will do. See
you later.
So that was the phenomenal Amy Mantle and the gorgeous Laura Rowe sharing their Be Inspired and Be Heard experience. Just as a recap, Be Heard closes the doors this evening at 10 p.m. That is the standard course, not the mastermind. The mastermind's open just for another week or so whilst we curate the lineup. We have 12 people in, and we have 8 spaces left. So there are 8 spaces left on Be Inspired, and we're sold out. And there are 6 spaces left on Be Heard. So please do take up those spaces. If you're sat there on the fence right now, you've been thinking about this, you've been skirting around it, you want to have a conversation with me, get into my DMs. Don't faff about with trying to book a call or make an appointment. Get in my DMs. Let's have a conversation. If you need a conversation, if you're like, Danny, that's it, shut up and take my money, I'm in, then all you need to do is go to imthequeenbee.co.uk/be inspired for Be Inspired or /be heard for Be Heard. Pop the discount code in, SEPT22, SEPT22, all in capitals. And that will give you a little discount. And there's payment plans, extended payment plans available across the board. All right, my darlings, have a phenomenal afternoon. I will be back in just a second with the glorious Samantha Aris talking about their experience at Be Inspired. I will see you very, very shortly.